Hey everybody, how you doing? It's your buddy Uncle Bruce here. Don't mind me. I just got to plug in my light. There we are. Here for the last hour of the afternoon. We got an hour to go. It's your buddy Uncle Bruce here. Let me turn that off. We have 1 hour to go, and we are still negative on the session here, down 257 or so on the Dow Jones. Red everywhere. Negative 26 on S&P and Nasdaq only off 15 points. That's the call that the winner, I guess. The Nasdaq is down 0.12 of a percentage point. S&P is down 0.62. The Dow's off 0.77. And some of the stocks we like to follow, like Rocket Lab, are at 9.49 off 14 cents. They kind of the low was this morning around the open at 9.28. They got up to 9.85 around 11.15, and they hit a recent low here of about, what would that be, 9.36 a share around 2 o'clock, about an hour ago. 9.36, now 9.49. So still down 14 cents on 1.2 million. And we were, up for a while, but couldn't hold it. This market turned negative. SoFi down 36 cents the day after the Super Bowl. The shares opened around 12.59. They got up to 12.87 just after 11 o'clock this morning. That was the best level of the day. And now we have backed off. The low was 11.92 just an hour ago, 11.92. Now we're at 12.04. Excuse me, down 36 cents on a volume of 57.7 million. With decent volume, for whatever reason, stock keeps coming in for sale on SoFi. And knowing everything we know, everything these guys are going to do, as well as they're growing, the diversified product they have, stocks at 12.04. Just, I ask myself, who could possibly be selling and making money, right? Who's in the profit position? I guess you could say theoretically anyone that paid 10.51 when it hit the low, but there weren't that many traded under these levels. Certainly not 50 odd million. And I'm guessing the only sellers that could possibly be offloading SoFi would have to be the remaining group of investors that bought stock at $10 a share when the SPAC was created and the deal announced that SoFi would take over the SPAC, and the financing, the financing that was put together at $10. Those are the only folks that are in the money. They're the only ones in the chips, and they're only up $2.04 because they're selling it here. To me, I find it ridiculous that they are, but they must be in such dire straits. These some of these growth hedge funds, they might be so over leveraged against other positions elsewhere in whatever else they're investing in or gambling in, I suppose, that on the pipe financing, they're up the $2 on this pipe financing right now, and they're taking advantage of at least a gain of some kind, and they're using the SoFi shares as kind of a ATM machine. I don't know how else to explain it. They're using SoFi as an ATM machine to score $2 a share as a gain on their initial pipe investment of however many millions they put into the deal when they did it. I don't know how many different entities there are. I don't know how many shares they each have, but I believe that there was $2 billion raised on pipe financing, if I'm not mistaken, which would translate to me to be 200 million shares. But I still don't understand how 50 million a day doesn't get rid of this stuff. So translate it further, SoFi, if you take a look at how many shares are outstanding on SoFi, just bear with me here while I do some due diligence with you. There's 806 million out. Oh, let's call it 807 just to round it up. 807 million in existence. I'm guessing between the SPAC and the pipe financing, 250 million were issued, ballpark. That's $2.5 billion worth of cash that came into this company. So that's got to tell you or tell me there's another 250 out of 807, 557 million more. We know there's 564 million free trading stock. So there's no way that every single share held by the founders and early investors of SoFi itself are free trading. There's got to be restrictions because obviously with 564 free trading and 807 in existence, that's 200 plus million that can't trade. All right. I get it. Of the pipe financing, I wonder how much of the pipe financing investors, how much of that stock can they sell? All of it? Are they allowed to sell anything they want? Half of it? Three quarters? I don't know. So there's got to be a combination. Now, I will say this I will hazard to bet you that of all the founder stock that was issued to the founders of SoFi, the original creators of SoFi 10, 12 years ago, none of them, nobody in there paid anywhere near $10 a share. So if they had paid an average of say $1 or $2 over 5 or 7 years of putting money into the SoFi corporation, the private company, now they've got a $2 average. If they sell it at $12, they're up $10 a share. They could be up $20 a share if they were able to stop selling for like a week. If they just stopped selling as a group and stopped offering any of their cheap stock into this market, it would rise, making them richer. It's kind of like OPEC, you know. If you didn't produce as much oil out of Saudi Arabia, if you cut back 10 million barrels a day of production, the oil would rise to $140 a barrel because of the shortage. And then you'd sell less oil to bring in just as much cash, which would elongate the reserves you've got left, you see. Where here with SoFi, if you need to sell or you can sell 100 million shares, whatever the number is, you can sell 100 million into the market, but you were to just not allow any to be sold for this entire week after Super Bowl. I bet you the stock could be $17 to $20 by next week. And then if you slowly dripped out, 10,000 a day, that's 50,000 a week for 20 weeks just to kind of sell off your stock, you would still go up. And you'd bring in more money and more money and more money. But by drifting it all out now, by blowing it all out here at 50 odd million today, yeah, you're getting rid of a lot of stock. And yeah, you're raising, what do we got here? 58 million shares traded at, let's say, $12 a share. That's $700 million worth of stock that traded today. If a quarter of the selling is actual selling and the rest of the trading is just turnover, these guys are offloading 15 million today. Just pick a number, 15 million shares. They're bringing in 180 million today. They could be bringing in 180 million next week, selling half as much of the stock. But there's obviously a pressure coming from somewhere, forcing these guys to offload stock to use the money to another nightmare, a problem somewhere else. That's my guess. I can't put my finger on any other reason why would anyone sell at 1202 in a hurry? What's your rush to sell off your SoFi, especially if you're employees, insiders? You're going to be around for another 5-10 years. Have you got a tax bill that's due that's payable now? You got to come up with money for the IRS because of the money you made on stock you sold before. Like if I had the answer, kids, you'd have the answer, but I don't. SoFi 1202 down 38 cents. Just the mystery of life. GameStop, $117.35 a share. We hit a low today of just about 45 minutes ago of 116.15. Right now, 117.50. Haven't had much of a bounce back here. I think we're going down again. 1.9 million traded. Light day. Very light day. A down day, 675. The high today was the opening, 125.22. Right off the opening was the high, and it didn't last more than 10 minutes. So here we are at 117.50, 117.30, dropping on GameStop. We'll keep an eye on that. I figured there's more red coming, I think. AMC has not helped GameStop at all. It too had its high of the day just around, just before 10 o'clock. The first 30 minutes, we topped out at 1936. That was as good as it got. That is a lower high than on Friday and a lower high from Thursday. Thursday, this stock reached almost $22. And the volume now 38,150,000. Really low volume. And the low price today was $17.66. So that's $1.70 from the high. And that was touched about 2 o'clock. So about an hour ago, $17.66 was hit. We're at $17.83. We're within 16 cents, 17 cents of doing it again. So $17.80 right now, 14 more cents. We got the low of the day again on AMC, which is pushing GameStop lower at the same time. So one is mirroring the other, and they're both going down. There you go. Matterport, 771, down 16 cents. Open today at 786, got up to 822 in about 35 minutes. 822, that's all it could muster today. 7.7 million traded now. The low of the day, 763 an hour ago, now 772. We're not getting any help from anywhere on Matterport today. ME23Me started off around 447. Didn't look good at the very opening. But I'll tell you, by 10 o'clock, within 30 minutes, we hit the high of the day, 487. I was talking to you guys this morning, but it looks like it wants to go to 5. It wants to go back to $5. Not to be. Lasted about 2 hours in that 470 range, 475 range. Then around noon hour, it turned negative, and it is now at 451, down a penny on the day. And the low, like I said, 442. So we're 9 cents away from the low of the day, and we're heading there from where what I'm looking at from these old eyes, 451. 1.68 million traded. So ME disappointing us today, but the market is off completely. Spire down 23 cents. We were looking good lately. Last week, looked like we could push 350 and maybe head for 4. Now we're 302, down 23 cents today, unfortunately. Volume 918,000, the low 492 about an hour ago. 302 now. Is there a recovery from here? Would be nice to see it. Don't know if it's going to happen, but that's it. No news today. There's nothing being said on Spire. ATIP down 4.5 cents right now at 275.5. The low was 271 about an hour ago, and here we are. The whole market's bottomed out an hour ago. We'll see if we go back to that, or we're going to bounce off of this. 745,000 traded. Smart Rent holding a gain of 3 cents, but it's tentative. It's at 871, and we're pushing in the low of the day here of 867. Volume of 230,000. Whew, quiet. There was actually an outperform rating put on the stock today, Smart Rent, by Keith Broyette, a first ever recommendation. It was an outperform recommendation with a target price of $13 on Smart Rent. This brokerage firm likes what they see. They say it's an outperformer. Stock is up a nickel at 873 right now. Sixtera, 1134 up a nickel. We've only been between 11 and 1150 all day. We're 1134 right in the middle of the range on 68,000 shares. We're talking a nothing burger going on here. Robinhood is down a nickel. Vanek Vectors is off 57 cents. Home Depot is up $1.26. IBM down 283 at 129.86. Microsoft down 46 cents to 294.50. Apple is off 23 cents, and Goldman Sachs is down 359 to $359.47. Cisco off 84 cents at 53.06. Facebook down 274. Amazon is up 38.15. It climbed up today to $3,168, but it's now $3,108. It's given up $60. So that didn't last. Tesla up $14. It was up and then back to the break even. Now we're back up 14. It was as high today as 898, but it's at 873 right now. $25 off the high of the day on Tesla. Google is up $16. It actually went negative about an hour ago, just a little, down to 26.66. It's now 26.98, up $16. Not a lot there, but it is it's green. Bed Bath Beyond up 2 cents. BlackBerry down 12. Royal Caribbean down 97 cents to 82.99. Target down 333 to 208. JP Morgan down $2. Costco down 461 to 505. Walmart off 162, and Nvidia was negative an hour ago, back up, but it's only up 216 a share. Not a lot to get excited about here. Not really. Moderna still down $20 at 140. The low 138. It's flatline down here. Man, oh man, oh man. Anyway, the Dow down 232, and GameStop 117.37, and AMC down $1. AMC backing up right now. There you have it. Man, oh man. What can I say? What can I say? People talk to each other about different things they're up to and what they're doing. Way to go. Uncle Bruce, I am out of SoFi covered call. I made $2,000. I bought 200 more SoFi with a profit. We'll write again when there's an uptick. Way to go, Nick. You wrote those this morning. The stock has backed off, now at $12, and you scored. Way to go, buddy. There you go. That is how you do it. Well, what can I say? Here we go. Lighten Up is saying, people are selling because they were hyped. Expected gains from the bank charter. Nothing happened. The Super Bowl. Nothing happened. Earnings. Who knows? People understood the shorts control the narrative on SoFi. Yeah, the earnings are coming. Is it March the 1st or something like that? It's not too far, isn't it? Oh, boy. We'll see what happens. Man, oh, man, oh, man. Here, Credit Savage, Uncle Bruce, Charles Schwab, JP Morgan, and Bank of America just bought millions of shares of SoFi, and they've increased their position on Friday. Institutional investment is up 51% on SoFi. Idiots, meanwhile, are selling. Well, it's possible that middle management people and below, of which there could be thousands of individuals, collectively they have maybe 100 million shares of SoFi. And these folks are, they're the $50,000 to $150,000 a year people. And these folks are finally able to sell stock after many, many years of being part of a private bank. And they're now liquid for the first time. And it could well be that a lot of these folks have credit card debt. They have car loan debt, student loan debt, and it's of a higher nature. And they interest rates, expensive debt. And they want to consolidate their debts, and they're using stock here that they paid for a long time ago through employee deductions with matching contributions from the employer. And they're using this opportunity to sell, and raise cash. And they're paying off all kinds of IOUs to who knows what, putting themselves in a stronger economic position, perhaps. Or, what you don't know, and I don't know, is it possible that, do you think it's possible that maybe there are a couple of thousand employees who've been waiting a long, long time for their stock to become free trading, and they have plans to quit their jobs, with SoFi. They joined 7 years ago, 5 years ago, 3 years ago, waiting for the public offering to be done, which it was, the so-called, the takeover of the SPAC, which was done. And now that the SPAC is done and the PIPE financing is in, and it's been, I don't know how many months since the initial, rollover was done, and all the SEC rules have been adhered to, all the hold periods are off. as each week goes by or month, I don't know. And a bunch of these folks are employees of the company. We're in a COVID scenario. They too have done what millions of other North Americans and Europeans have done. They have shopped around for their services. And there could well be, maybe, I don't know, several thousand SoFi employees who have found employment elsewhere for a lot more money, but they couldn't take that new gig until they were allowed to sell their shares under their um, not insider rules, but SEC rules that allow them now to be able to sell stock. This being the new year, it could have been also that a bunch of employees at SoFi just earned in the last couple of weeks, month, they earned another block of stock through their employment contract that they were allowed to buy that were issued to them maybe 5 years ago. And they're buying up a bunch of these private placement offerings that were made when it was still a private company that translates today into something like a couple of bucks a share. And you think about that, if you're an employee of this company and you're being offered, say, 5,000 shares that you can buy from the treasury at $2, and you could sell them for $12. You only need to sell, 1,000 shares for $12,000 to buy the $10,000 worth of stock. Right now, you multiply that by 4,000 employees, 5,000 employees. I think they have 10,000 employees. I'm not 100% sure. They got a bunch. So if you have a whole bunch of employees that are allowed to exercise stock, and first of all, they sell enough to buy the stock, then they sell enough stock to pay the taxes on the gain of the stock, and or they're selling all the stock they can get. Like they can buy 5,000 shares, they're selling the 5,000 shares, and they're turning 10,000 into 50,000. Okay, there's a $40,000 gain. 25% tax, 10 grand out, 10 grand to the company out, leaves them $30,000. They're using that money to clean up debts that they have, middle class lifestyle, and they, paying off 20 grand in debts, and they got 10 left over, and they're walking out the door, heading to company blah 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 for a 20, 30, 40% raise in pay. And it might be a public company, and it might have stock options, and they may have benefits. I don't know. I'm asking you. I'm speculating with you. Why would people want to be selling SoFi at $12.02 a share in droves? Like, why would 50 plus million trade down here? I get half of it would be day traders just flipping it. That I get, because if you don't pay commissions and you can buy stock for $12 and sell it for $12.02, and you could flip 10,000 at a time, that's a $200 bill. If you can flip 50,000 shares for a nickel, you clear $2,500. And if over the day, you do 2,000 shares 25 times over for a nickel a time, you're going to clear $2,500 today. There's a reason to trade from home, right? That's a nice day job you got there. That could be going on. Look at what Nick did today. Nick wrote 100 calls, bought them back, scored 2 Gs. Way to go, Nick, right? So wrong? Anything wrong with that? No, it's liquidity. It's the markets. It's what public markets are, whether you're a long-term, medium-term, or whatever term holder. But from somewhere, these shares are coming from. They're coming from somewhere. I also kind of wonder, again, I'm just speculating here with you. I have nothing to pin this on, but it's a new world, okay? This is not the same world that I became a stockbroker in. These market behaviors are not like we used to know. A lot of it's familiar, but there's a lot of new twists going on. And I'm wondering, do you think it's possible that in the last 2 to 3 months, as all of these shares have become free trading through pipe investors, insiders, employees, and so on, that more and more shares are actually day trading now than ever before, because there are more and more shares to be able to be traded? And this has been a self-fulfilling prophecy now. Here we go with my lights again. They're up. Is it possible that a whole bunch of investors, day traders, are trading anywhere from 1,000 shares to 10,000 shares per transaction, and that there are maybe, I don't know, 300 to 1,000 of them, and at all times between those 300 and 1,000 shareholders who are flippers, they're just turning it over. They're trying to get a nickel a dime profit per transaction. But at any time, there could be 100 buyers, and at any time, there could be 100 sellers willing to flip stock. The buyers are buying back stock they've sold to get more, and the sellers are blowing off stock that they've already purchased earlier in the day to sell off to then buy more. And are we constantly in this today 32-cent down dip with 50 million shares of turnover that is happening? And so we're befuddled out here. We're looking at this going, why would these guys trade so much paper at 12.05 a share when in reality they're not? There's nobody offloading the stock. No one is selling it. All that's happening is 500 million shares are free trading, and 1/10 of that stock turned over today amongst day traders. Could that be it? And then we on the outside, who are the loyalists, we love the company, we love the prospects of the company, the future of the company, the upside of the company, blah 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 blah. And we're the ones going, why is it trading so much and not moving? And I kind of wonder, it's a turnover game. And is that happening at Rocket Lab? Is that happening to a degree with AMC? Is that happening with Matterport? Is this happening with any of the other stocks that are trading heavily? Is that what I wonder about? Is just heavy turn? Is that what's really going on? Because we're now able to trade on our phones. That's pretend there's a phone in my hand. We're able to trade with our phones now anywhere we go. And if we have no commissions like with Robinhood, we don't see commissions charged to us. We can put in a buy order for $5,000 worth of SoFi, and then put a sell order in for SoFi that brings us $5,100, and we get out. And we now have a $100 credit with our $5,000 balance. We have $5,100 in there. Now we put in a buy order on a stink bid for $5,100 worth of stock and want to sell it for $5,250, and we put it out there and we get the flip done. We're now at $5,250. We're up $250. Do we roll it again? Does this increase the amount of trading on the stock and the volatility and the flow back and forth, with legitimate business being done in between? When I say legitimate, someone actually trying to buy 1,000 or 2 shares that they don't want to flip today, and someone wanting to sell 1 or 2, 3,000 shares they don't want to rebuy today. They're just, so there's that in the middle of it all, plus all the day trading that goes on. And is in reality, out of the 58 million shares, only 10% of it is actual buyers and actual sellers trying to conduct stock trades, with everything else around it being flipping for day trading only. I ask you, I have no answers. I do not know. We're all just I'm just saying with you, is this a possibility? Maybe it is. Maybe this is. I don't know. Anyway, earnings this week: Cyxtera, Cyxtera and Spire, Feb 16. Earnings this week: February the 15th, Cyxtera, Spire; February the 16th, Matterport. Thank you for that, Bobby. I can't read. Uncle Bruce, I wouldn't mind another 10 grand today or tomorrow. Do I right now before market close, or do I see what happens tomorrow? There you go. I tell you, my friend, we're at 118.18, and I wonder if we're going lower, or I wonder if we're going higher. I can't tell you. I can't guess based on the trading pattern of today's stock activity. I can't tell you. I know the Dow is down 225, but it was down 350. I don't know if the Dow is going to go up or down the rest of the day today, because I don't know what's happening in Ukraine. I don't know what's happening with China, Taiwan. I know the Olympics are going on. I know February the 10th, the Olympics are over. I know by February the 15th, the Olympics are but a memory, and China goes back to whatever it wants to go back to. I know China needs an excuse for why it's having all kinds of domestic financial problems. And one of the ways to do it is to blame the outside world. And one of the first targets you go after is Taiwan. Because you say to your Chinese population, the Americans are interfering with our internal affairs, which means they're getting too close to the Taiwanese. We have to go in there and protect our interests. Plus, we don't want American F-15 fighters sitting in that island just offshore with all of our Air Force over here. So, we have to take care of business. Maybe that's what China does. I don't know. Do the Americans have the wherewithal to want to stop China aggression against Taiwan with aircraft carriers and submarines and battleships and a whole bunch of American boys and girls? Chinese are maybe going to test the American resolve to see how strong the Americans really are going to be to protect Taiwan against Chinese aggression. That could all happen later this month. I wish I could tell you that's what the future is, because that's going to make things interesting around here. I don't know. DH Ruda, 100 shares of SoFi or 500 shares of ATIP. What should I buy? There's a good question, because SoFi, you get 100 shares. And we know all the upside potential if it will only show itself. ATIP, 500 shares of a company offering physiotherapy sessions where they can't hire enough physiotherapists to handle all the business they've got going. They're hiring physiotherapists everywhere they can as quickly as they can, but the stock's at $275. Obviously, if you bought 500 shares of that and that stock went up $1 to $375, that would be like SoFi going up $5 because you'd only have 100 of those. It's a 5-to-1 leverage. This is a very interesting thing. Bobby says, I think you should buy SoFi. Drops Family Garden, been buying mostly SoFi and Matterport this and last month to DH. That's what he's been telling them. Lighten Up says, you got to think about this. Big banks are buying large positions in their competitors. Why? The reason is to sell these positions in increments to keep the price down. Retail is not the reason SoFi is at 12. You really think that the banks would go through all that trouble? I got to think that maybe competitors are buying up SoFi, figuring that sooner or later SoFi is a takeover target itself by someone else, a third party. My hunch is a social media monster. Facebook, Apple, maybe. Who else? Twitter, Amazon. Yeah, that could make sense. Somebody at a much higher price, and the banks are just opportunists. And they're going to go, you know what? We own 20 million shares of this thing. We're not even an insider. There's 807 million out. If we had 8 million shares, we'd own 1% of the company. We can buy up to 40 million shares of this thing and not be a 5% holder. So if we own 40 million shares and an outside entity comes in and offers $25 a share, and we end up making $12 a share net gain on 40 million shares, that's $500 million. Why shouldn't we take advantage of that? I say you should. Anyway, there it is. Anyway, DQ says, Bruce, I'm your 102nd thumbs ups guy today. Even though your lighting isn't working very well, I'm still giving you a thumbs up, and I'm the 102nd in the long line of thumbs uppers. And I say thank you, and my light's back on. And I say thank you for backing me up. I appreciate it. D.H. Ruda says, I've been leaning towards SoFi. The results, after all, the good news has been disappointing, but George is saying, Bruce, I'm your number 108 thumbs up supporter today. So, buddy. Auntie says, keep leaning towards SoFi. That's where you should go for. Joanne Hubs drops Family Garden. Do you think it's possible someone cashing out of the market and stashing cash somewhere, kind of like a super prepper? One never knows. I don't know. Let's see. What else is going on here? Liz says, okay, I got 100 extra SoFi. I'm in. Midnight Adventure. Nice going, Liz. Uncle Bruce, don't microwave cats, is asking me a very skill testing question. Love that picture of Betty White there. Uncle Bruce, pertaining to your 90-10 percentile rule on poor man covered calls, is the 90 pretty much correlated with the delta of the long call we're looking at? I have no idea. You got to look at that yourself. It's so easy to do. I mean, if you see a stock like Goldman Sachs, it's trading at $360, and you're trying to buy a $300 in the money call, $60 in the money, and you can buy that call for less than $66. That means that if you get it for $65, let's say you buy the call option for $65, that's $6,500 in real money. 6,000 of the $6,500 you just paid for that contract is book value, because the stock's trading at $360. You're buying a $300 contract. It's $60 in the money. That's $6,000 of value. But you're paying $6,500 to buy that contract for, say, 3 months out, 5 months out, 8 months out, whatever it is. That means less than 10% of the cost of that contract, $6,500, is time value. More than 90% of the cost of that contract is book value. That's where you start from right there. That's the first call you want to get. Now you write short-term calls against that call, because that call can only depreciate now by $500 in time value against you. But I'll be honest, and I'll be upfront with you. If the stock goes down to $340, and it's done it before, this call option that you paid $6,500 for had 6,000 book value in it when you bought it. Well, at $340 a share, it now has only $4,000 book value in it, because the stock's at $340 and you have a $300 call option. Nonetheless, there's probably time value of $500-600 on it. You can still keep using that call as your instrument to keep writing short-term covered calls, because the thinking and the mentality is that sometime during the point where you bought the call, and by the time you sell the call and move on to the next long distance call, deep in the money, long way out time value call, if you've got 6-7 months of time right now to write calls against this call, one call at a time, maybe 3 months from now, between now and 3 months from now, the stock will have gone from 360 to 365 to 340 back to 360. And there'll come a point in time where you'll go, okay, well, it's been 3 months or 4 months or 5 months. I only have a few months left of time before this call expires. I think it's time to roll it over, and I'm going to sell this call, which is $60 in the money, that still has 2 or 3 months of time left on it, but doesn't have 7 or 8 months of time. It has 2 or 3 months of time. I'm going to get out of it for probably $6,400. I'll lose 100 or 200, but I made 1,500. I made 2,500 against it. I made $3,000 against this thing because I wrote call after call after call. They were all short 1 to 2 week call contracts. They all shrunk out, and I made money on all of those transactions. I made $2, $3, $4, $5 on every contract I wrote against this one contract. And so I make $2,000 on it. I lose 200 on it. I'm up 1,800 on this call. And now I'm going to sell it off, and I'm going to look to buy my next call, which will be a $300 call option against a 360 stock price. 7-8 months out, I'm going to try to buy it for $6,500 or less, all over again. And I'm going to keep writing calls on that one. And if you do that twice a year, every 6 months you buy back a call and write another call, and you've done a year of option writing, 52 weeks of option writing, you may have written 40 calls against these call contracts. And if you've brought in $3-4 a call average profit, you're talking what, three times 40. That's $12,000 in earnings that you've brought in. Not bad for $6,500 investment. That you lost what, 200 on this one and 150, 200 on that one. Cost you $400 to buy and hold these calls, and you made 12 grand. I call that a good old. I call it good. I think you nailed it, Uncle B says. Well, China doesn't have a thing to worry about, says Auntie. China is closing their ports for exports and imports, importing tons of food. What does that tell you? Yeah, and Mentats, I'm number 122. What's cooking, Wendy? I'm number 125 on that thumbs up meter. Thanks, guys, says Liz. Thank you, Liz. Maybe people bought the SoFi for the hype and not the fundamentals. That could be. Anyway, what can I say? What else is going on? Chase, I'm thumbs up number 146 for you, buddy. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're sitting right now at 159 thumbs ups. Look at that. You guys are incredible. Thank you for 159 thumbs ups. I'm only into the show for 40 minutes already. This is great. We got 20 minutes to go before we close down for the day here. And the Dow's down 156. It's kind of in the middle of its daily range here. Rocket Lab is 946, down 16. And SoFi's at 1208, down 34 cents. We got GameStop 118.47, down 578. And I have no idea what direction it's going to go. I honestly don't know. If the Dow drops 200-300 points in the last hour, last 20 minutes, and then GameStop should go lower. But if the market rallies, I don't know why it should, though. Then it'll probably pop up. I don't know why the market would rally right now. I don't see the good news. I don't see the good news in the rally. We got Ukraine on the edge of its seat. We have oil up $1.82 a barrel. That's not good. 94.92. 94.92 oil means gas will stay very expensive, which means the pizza delivery guy is spending more to get your pizza to you. All the couriers, all the food delivery guys, all the taxi cab, all the Uber operators, they're all not making as much money. If they're not making as much money for items that they need to purchase other than gas, they're paying gas and then they have a lot less left in their pocket. They're not going to be as freewheeling, which means the economy is going to be under pressure. This is not good. This is inflation built into this economy that makes interest rates go higher for longer. That's not good. That's not good. So the market being down 166 right now might be too generous of a market. I'm just wondering. Plus, there could be war. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, there you go. That was a nice breakdown, Uncle Bruce. Thank you. It's what I cared. It's what I try to do. Thank you for all your support. AMC down $1. GameStop down 6 1/4 at 118. Matterport down 15 cents to 772. ME down a penny. Spire down 22. HIP down 6.5. SmartRent up 7. Sextera up 7. They're hanging in there. They're hanging in. But the Dow is down 166 at the moment. S&P down 15, and the Nasdaq is up 16 points. It's trying to hang on to something. Announcement of a truce. Oh wow, a security guarantee. Some kind of a negotiated. I don't know what, Russia-Ukraine security arrangement. I don't know. A non-aggression, whatever. I don't know. But it would be nice if Russia were to just get the hell out of Ukraine now. Like, they're already in the Ukraine. If they were to pull back, that would be kind of nice, but they haven't done that in 6 years. You think that's going to happen? I don't see it happening. Uncle Bruce, I used to be a long-termer. Every time I buy a stock, it would go against me. Hedge funds are shorting my stock. So I started doing what they do. Write covered calls against my stock and then day trade. I'm ahead now. Nick, I'm proud of you, buddy. You are figuring this out, and I'm happy to see you scoring here. I'll number. There goes my light again. I've got a number of viewers here who are doing what Nick is doing now. That you're beginning to figure out. Why don't I just short the stock I have by writing call options against it and letting the clock give me the win if I'm wrong. If the stock doesn't drop, but the clock will make me a winner because the contract will shrink anyway, the old George Costanza routine. Shrinkage is my friend. But if the stock backs off intraday, and I've written calls in the morning and the stock backs off intraday, I'm a winner. I can buy those calls back later this afternoon for less money, keeping my stock. I'm not selling my stock anyway. I'm a winner. Yes, absolutely. Fabulous, everybody. And well, Nick, way to go, buddy. I'm happy for you there. I don't know if it's time to write GameStop calls or not at 118. I'll put it to you this way, though. I'll say it this way. If you were to write 120 calls on GameStop that expire this Friday, you'll get some premium now. Take it. And if you're right and the shares can't get to 120 for the rest of the week, those contracts will shrink out. If you're wrong and the shares just sit here at 117, 118 until Friday, you win anyway because of shrinkage time. And if you're wrong and the shares go up on you, well, the shares go up on you. So what if they go to 122, 124? What's the worst that can happen? You're going to buy back your 118s on Friday, and you're going to write next week 120s. Or buy 120s and write 120s, whatever. Like right now, my market, my quote's out a little bit, but a 118 is showing a $6 bid, 610 bid. A 120 is showing a 510 bid. I mean, if you wrote a 120 right now for 510, and the stock goes to 120 on Friday, they're worth nothing. If the stock was to 122 on Friday, the contract's only worth $2. You got 5 now. You can buy them back for two and a quarter, and still make almost $3. And yet the stock went up on you. Something wrong with that? Not really. If the stock, you sell right now 118 and you get 510, and the shares tomorrow and Wednesday go to 123, 125, you can still wait it out because they are only worth $3 to $5 each between 123 and 125 a share. And if on Thursday the shares are at 123, they're only worth $3. You got 5 for them. On Friday, if the shares are trading at 122 to 123, you can buy the contracts back somewhere between probably 250 and 350 and score a gain on these contracts. But if I'm right, or let's put it this way, if the shares drop to 115 tomorrow and Wednesday, these 120s, these 118s, or whatever you're writing, the 120s that you're getting 5 for will only be trading at 2. The 118s you sell for 6 for are probably trading at 4, maybe 3.5. So you're going to make money anyways. Time is your friend, and right now time is evaporating on these contracts. You can write 125s and get 355 for them. You've got now 125s. You have like $7 of protection, $7.70 of out of the money protection to write 125s for this Friday. 355 could all be yours. You might buy them back for like 50 cents or 25 cents by Thursday afternoon or Friday morning. Of course, if these shares want to drop to 110 tomorrow morning, whatever you write them for now, they'll dip for sure. You can play that game too. 117.54 on GameStop right now. The Dow's only down 139. It's not a massive sell-off on the Dow, but GameStop is off, and AMC is down 90 cents to 17.90. So they don't seem to be going anywhere. There you have it. Okay. Jennifer says, same here, Nick. I've learned a lot from Uncle Bruce. Thank you, everyone. Shrinkage, says JJ. Shrinkage. Happy Valentine's Day. Shrinkage. Oh, my. 117.70 on GameStop. The low trade of the day was 116.15. We're $1. Well, we're now at 118. We're now at 118.30. So we're $2 away from the low of the day, and we have 12 minutes to go. But we could drop. Now, if GameStop wants to go higher towards the close to 118, 119, you might be able to put in a stink offer on these 120s that expire this Friday. You might want to put in a stink offer at say 645 or 685 a piece. You might get out. You might not. If the shares climb to 119 to 120, maybe you'll be taken out at that top end range, just short of $7. They take you out at 7. You say 685. You say thank you. You took me out 685. That's great. $120 contract, 685 sell. Thank you, because you're covered to 126.85. Okay. Shares want to go to 114 tomorrow morning. These contracts might drop $2 or $3 or $4 each. There's a flip. Up to you if you want to do that kind of trade or not. 118.08 last trade on GameStop right now. 118.08. That's what I'm sure. The Dow is down one. It was down to 100. It's now down only 96 points. The Dow is coming back. AMC is not coming back. It's down 99 cents to 1782. GameStop 118.08. So they're now against the market. They're against the market, not recovering. Where Friday they were holding a gain when the market was down. Weird. Totally anti-market. Anyway, there it is. So Uncle Bruce, I wrote 24 GameStop, March 4, 130s for 735. I hope you approve. So March 4s, so that's not this Friday, that's 2 weeks from now, 10 weeks. 130s, way out of the money for 735. That's okay. That's bringing in some cash. That's $735 times 24 contracts. So that's $15 plus $1,000 in the house in cash, and it's all premium. That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. Hallow Smith says, I just bought my contract I sold Friday at 101 for nothing. I bought it back for virtually nothing. 43 cents, says Hollow. 43 cents. And I picked up 100 SoFi, says D.A. Druda. Right on. Well done. Well, Beach Boy, way to go. Writing those calls for 735. Yeah, that's okay. 10 of them is 7,300. 20 of them is 14,600. And 4 more is another almost $3,000. 17,000 bucks just got brought in by Beach Boy. Out of the money, $130 calls for March 4. Now, he doesn't have to wait till March 4 to cash in. Shares want to go down to 110 tomorrow, 105. He's laughing. Those contracts will drop to like 450. $4. He can scoop easily 330 on them. Not a bad move. There you go. Anyway, way to go. Right on. Drops is saying, I forgot I had money in my account. I'm buying Matterport now. Laugh out loud. There you go. 767. There's a deal. There's a bargain right now. We're 8 minutes to the close. 8 minutes. And GameStop is 117.43. It's backing off again. AMC's down $1.08 now. AMC at 17.72. It's backing off. 17.70 on AMC. This is close to the low of the day of 17.66. 4 cents from the low on AMC on 42 million. So it's bad news on AMC. Volume dropping, price dropping. GameStop 117.43 now on a volume of 2.1 million, and 116.15 is the low. So $1.25 away from the low of the day on GameStop. We still have 8 minutes to go as we're dropping off. Dow's down 138. We've just lost 40 points. Now we're down 150 points on the Dow. That's 60 points in 2 minutes. The Dow is dropping now. SoFi is at $12 even. So, yeah, we're backing up. Okay. Good afternoon, simpletons from Duncan. Hey, buddy. Finally, I finished Friends. What a great long ending. Finally finished Friends. Okay. Get a cash secured put drop. There you go. Down we go on the markets here. Down 140 on the Dow right now. 140. S&P down 15, and NASDAQ is down 6.4. It, too, went into negative territory. Couldn't hold the gain. Oil up 186 to 94.96. Oh, not good. Not good. All right. NTPC, a 750 strike expiry Friday with a $55 premium. I'm not sure. You're talking about a cash secured put. That's what you're talking about there. I got it. You're talking about writing a put. Okay, down 167 on the Dow, down 178. The Dow is falling here at the end of the day. More. It's falling more. Okay. 178 there. S&P down 20, NASDAQ down 21. We're going down. 6 minutes to go. Friends with Jennifer Aniston. Cool. Been watching my GameStop call for this Friday, getting crunched all day. There you go. Rock and roll. That's what you want. 117.39, and these calls had a lot more book value when the stock was closer to 130. Now it's at 117. The book value is evaporating. It's falling away. You should know Uncle Bruce. At least Miss Jen is in the house. I could ask her about those shows she used to do. That's 20 years ago. She's kind of going, that was a long time ago. We only did half-hour shows. I'm supposed to remember them all? I don't think so. The fans remember them all, but not necessarily the actors. They've done other stuff since, right? Jen's busy. She's watching curling right now. 152-point drop on the Dow right now. GameStop 117.45. AMC down a buck five to 17.76. The jokes are adorable, says Splair. Matterport 770 down 17. ME down a penny and a half. Spire down 24 cents to 301. ATIP down 8 cents to 271 here. Smart Rent up 1 penny to 869. And it got a outperformed buy rating today with a $13 target price. It's not helping much. A little better on the Dow, down 125 with 5 minutes to go. I'm still holding my 110 expiry this Friday. Drop, GameStop, drop. Wavy gravy, you know what to say. You know what to expect. Yep, 117.46, 117.78. You're $7 away from that contract having no value. So you're on the right track there. Laugh out loud. She's watching curling. Curling sounds like she would be really busy today. Oh, she loves the curling. I can't wait for my stock. That's down. It's less than 18 to 20 a share. I'm scared of buying a put because I think it might turn around on me, and it's really so low. I feel sick. I feel stuck. Oh gosh, Beach Boy curling. That's like watching paint dry, but it's moving. It's paint that moves and spins and knocks other paint out of the house. With people sweeping all the time. There's all kinds of action on curling. All kinds of action. Vilbus, Wavy Gravy, I'm holding my 113s. Drop indeed. Yes, hello. Just wrote AMC 1950 for 95 cents, expiring on the 25th next week. Right on, man. That's good premium. 1774 out of the money now. Down $1.07 on that AMC. GameStop 117.54, 117.31 with 4 minutes to go. 117.31, $1.15 from the low of the day on GameStop. 117.31. We might hit a new low before the day's out. We're down 149 on the Dow right now. We might just do that. You never know. Oh boy. Yep, 150 on the Dow looks like. Jen is brave, says Beach Boy. Credit Savage, my wife has been holding a 105 covered call on GameStop since last week, and it expires this Friday. 117.33 on the GameStop. Still slipping. More thumbs for that lovely atmosphere here. People, I know you can handle that. Thumbs. Thank you, everybody, for doing that. Appreciate these thumbs ups, you guys. GameStop, 117.34. 691 down dip here. The Dow down 130. 130 on the Dow. AMC down 108, 1773. She has not flinched. She says she's certain that these will be bought back Friday at a gain. She's probably right. Between now and Friday, she could well be a winner. Coyote Midnight Adventure, maybe right, a cash secured put, question mark. 1737 on the GameStop, 1743 on GameStop. It's hard going up, but it's easy coming down. Looks like that seems to be the trend. We're down 122 on the Dow with 2 minutes to go. Rocket Lab down 16 cents. SoFi down 41 at 11.99. GameStop 117.46. AMC 17.74 down 107. Matterport down 18 cents. ME down 2.5. Spire down 22.5. ATIP down 8.5. Smart Rent holding a 4-cent gain, and Sextera with a 4-cent loss. 128-point loss on the Dow. 117.51 on GameStop. Coyote Credit Savage, tell your wife I'm in the same boat. This is the way. And don't microwave cats saying my 100s are hoping she's right. Credit Savage. There you go. We're only $17 away from $100. This stock can move $20 in an hour like nothing. 117.44 on GameStop. Coyote Credit Savage is saying to Coyote, she knows. She says you're her spirit animal this week. Laughing out loud. 117.44 on GameStop, down $6.81. AMC down to 106 today to 1774. Dow is dropping again now with a minute to go, down 144 now. Down 144 on the Dow. Coyote is laughing, drops his laughing wavy. Yes, I agree. We're going. Down 152 on the Dow, and the GameStop 117.30, dropping again. The Dow is dropping in the last minute now of the day. We are backing off 152 points, 165 on the down dip now on the Dow, 165. S&P is off. Nasdaq trying to pull a gain together. 117.26 on GameStop, down again. But take those profits this week if possible. Coyote, I don't feel an ounce of worry. Larry, the bells are going, baby. It's over. We lost 175 on the Dow. We went down 50 points in the last minute. 117.13 on GameStop, dropped again to get within $1 of the low of the day. So not a big bounce off the lows when it was all said and done here for GameStop. AMC down 105 to 1776. And the day is done, says Splair. My arms are still crossed, says Bama Babe, waiting. There you go. I'm afraid next week will be bullish by a 222 theory. Well, we'll see. Waves of selling can come in the meantime. 117.13 looks like the last trade on GameStop, down $7.12. So all those contracts you guys wrote at 100, 105, 110, the 115s, they've all been brought $7.12 closer to your price. So this money is coming your way. You guys are nowhere near in as much trouble as last week. You give me 3 days like this, two or 3 days like this, again, all of you are laughing. You're all buying back your calls for nothing. Interesting stuff. The stock is falling, and another day has gone by. So the clock is working, and now the price is working. I think this is a great time to start relaxing, says Blair. My 113's over $4 out of the money, but I'm only 200 in the red on the contract at the moment. The shrinkage, exactly. You've been given $712 of value to you with this drop. Yeah, that's right. You're only couple $100 out on the 113s. How about that? Splair TV, how's everything going? Don't microwave. Bought my Goldman Sachs 916.22 at 250 for 113. All right. Of course, I'm not sure. So you bought an in the money call. Is that what's going on? September. You bought an in the money Goldman Sachs a 250 for $113. I think that's what you're telling me is what you've done. So the contract is worth 110 book value, and you paid 113 for it. Sweet buy. That's a great buy. That is really if you can afford to pay 11,300 for a call option, it's all book value, and now start writing calls against it. I like this strategy. Uncle Bruce, do puts shrink the same way as calls do? In reverse, yeah, they do. Sometimes they don't have as much premium though. Sold an at the money for $650 expiring Friday. Don't microwave cats. Right now, I would assume that's Goldman, right? Gold at $650 expiring in 4 days. Right on. Yes, that is Goldman Sachs. Nice job. Yeah, absolutely. Good going. Cheers, everybody, from me to all of you from wherever you are around the world. I'm sorry it's so dark in here. I am tending with a light fixture that is on the fritz. It's actually not my light fixture. It's probably my little square thingy that is overheating and is cutting out every once in a while. My power cuts out. But I do have lighting now, but I don't know for how long. Sometimes it lasts 10 minutes. Sometimes it lasts 20, 30 minutes, and then it goes out. Way to go, you guys. Thank you for being here today. We lost 170 on the Dow today. It was a lot worse looking this morning in the pre-market. Then in the first hour, it didn't look good. And now we're only down 170, which, only, but that's what it is. We lost 17 on the S&P 500, and we lost nothing on NASDAQ, like a quarter point. Oil up $1.84. That's the disturbing part right there. We have to watch the oil market. Not sure what a Super Bowl is, but that stadium looks fancy. It does, doesn't it? Splair. Tomorrow, Airbnb, then Wednesday, Matterport, NVIDIA, Cisco, and then Roku and Shake Shack have earnings. The others don't look so interesting, I guess. So we have earnings coming up later this week on a few other stocks. We'll watch and follow that closely, as we always do. I see Rocket Lab closed at $9.48. It's now $9.61 in the aftermarket. It's up 13 cents. SoFi closed at $12. It's trading at $12.01 in the aftermarket. GameStop closed at $117.13. It's trading at $117.02, down 11 on the aftermarket. AMC closed at 1776. It's at 1787, up 11 cents on the aftermarket. Matterport closed at 768. It's at 771, up 3 in the aftermarket. ME closed at 449, and it's trading at 449 on the aftermarket. Spire closed at 304. It's not trading on the aftermarket. ATIP was 270. It's not trading on the aftermarket. Smart Rent 871, trading at 871 in the aftermarket. And Sixter 1128. That's exactly what it is on the aftermarket. 1128. Not much going on. Very, very quiet on the aftermarket scene right now. That's where we're at, kids. GameStop 117.08, down 16 cents, and that's all she wrote. There it is. I think Rocket Lab has a launch later this week, says Anti-PC, maybe even today. I forgot to mention Roblox and Shopify, she says. I forgot to mention that. Or says Splair, actually, Splair TV says I forgot to mention that. As far as earnings go on Wednesday, along with DoorDash, somewhere I heard that it's on Wednesday too, says Splair. Lots of earnings coming out this week, as we usually do have lots of stuff going on. Anyway, there you have it. Interesting stuff, everybody. Thank you all for hanging out with Uncle Bruce. I'm going to be on the other channel now. I'm going to be on Traveling with Bruce at 7 o'clock Eastern for members of that channel. And then at 8 o'clock, it's an open show to the public. If you want to join me, 8 o'clock on Traveling with Bruce, we're going to talk cruise ship travel and travel in general, and what's going to happen, what's going on, these protests in Canada. My goodness, what is happening up there? It's crazy. Thank you for a great show, Bruce. See you all in the morning. Happy Valentine's Day. Thank you, Joanne. Splair, Kraft, Heinz, Hilton, Palantir, and Walmart are in the early hours, by the way, too, with their earnings. Bobby, Ukraine trying to speak with Russia. Russia is playing hard to get on Valentine's Day. Splair, maybe it turns interesting in the NASDAQ. One never knows. 171.8 on is the final Dow drop on the Dow. 171 is the final drop on the Dow today. And there you go. We'll see what gives in the morning. Join me tomorrow. I'll be right here with you, and we'll fill you in on whatever's going on and see what the markets want to give us tomorrow. GameStop, you want to keep dropping? That would be just fine for some of my option writers. A $10 drop tomorrow would make one heck of a difference for a lot of people around here. Big time. It was already good today with a $7 drop. A $10 drop tomorrow would be really good. We'll see how it plays out. Folks, thank you for being here, and stay healthy out there if you can. Join me tomorrow, and let's see what we can do. We have some action here. That'd be great, Bruce, if this stock were to drop $10. Like I say, we'll see if it wants to give us a dip. Maybe it'll give us a dip in the first hour or two tomorrow. Take us down to 105 for a little bit, and give you a lot of folks out there a chance to scoop up your calls for cheap money. Get on the sidelines, get ready to write again. Wants to go back to 115, 120, start writing all over again. And here we go. Keep your sticks on the ice, says Bobby. Thanks, Uncle B, says Liz. Dr. G, those 110 puts would love it. There you go. There you go. That's right. Those puts are coming your way already, Dr. G. So, yeah, baby. How about a little shot? Kent, thank you. Uncle Bruce, thank you. Kent, you have a good night tonight. Bama, babe, I hope we are dipping in the morning. Maybe we will with this Russia-Ukraine thing. Who knows? It could be crazy, crazy good first thing in the morning. I want Spire, SoFi, and BKSY to drop so I can get them cheap. There you go. We have our objectives. We know what we want to do. We're willing to buy, but only if the price is right. You see? Look how cute Bama Babe is. Look at that. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you first thing in the morning. And in the meantime, you guys take care. Bye for now.